Have you ever run into a situation like this? You're in the middle of a job, things are still unfinished, and suddenly your cordless metal cutter, using this common multi-platform battery system, starts acting up. For some reason, this battery just won't respond. You press the power button and there's no light at all. Let's take a closer look and see what's going on. I think the first step is to try charging it with the original charger that came with it and see how it responds. Keep an eye on the indicator light on the charger to check whether it changes color. With this simple check, we can tell if the battery is actually taking a charge. It looks like this battery really does have a problem. Even when plugged into the charger, the indicator light doesn't switch from green to red. That gives us a pretty clear conclusion: the battery isn't taking a charge. Just to avoid any mix-ups later, I'll go ahead and mark this battery. Now that we've identified the exact cause, I'll go ahead and open up the battery casing so we can repair any internal components that might be causing the issue. There's a small detail that's easy to overlook, but it can cause bigger trouble than you'd expect. It may not have an immediate effect, yet over time it quietly reduces the value of your battery. After extended use, batteries often collect dust and develop tiny spots of corrosion that are hard to notice. These issues can shorten the lifespan of your tools, so regular cleaning and proper maintenance are absolutely essential. This is a bottle of WD-40 multi-purpose oil. At first glance, it may look like just another spray on the workbench, but once you start using it, you'll realize how much it can actually do. When it comes to cleaning and maintaining critical components, WD-40 really proves its worth. It helps loosen dirt, push out moisture, and break down light corrosion that tends to build up over time. Those tiny contact points, metal joints, and connection terminals that often get ignored can be brought back to a much cleaner and more reliable state with just a careful application. Another thing I like about it is how it reaches into tight spaces where regular cleaning tools simply can't get in. A quick spray, let it sit for a moment, then wipe it down. You'll often see old grime and oxidation come right off. It also leaves behind a thin protective layer that helps slow down future rust and keeps parts moving smoothly. Used regularly, it not only improves performance but also helps extend the overall lifespan of your equipment. It's one of those simple maintenance steps that quietly makes a big difference over time. After finishing the cleaning, I'll make 2 simple tools to help bring this battery back from the not charging condition. Now, when a battery refuses to charge, it usually comes down to 2 main causes. The first one is leaving the battery completely drained for too long, which puts it into a state where it no longer wants to accept a charge. The second cause is keeping it on the charger for too long without unplugging it, which can lead to a kind of circuit blockage. This second issue is actually more common, and while the fix is still straightforward, it tends to be a bit more involved than the first case. I've already covered the repair method for that second cause before, so you can check it out on my profile if you're curious. As for the battery I'm working on right now, it falls into the first category, so the repair process should be quicker and more straightforward. And just like that, the 2 simple tools are ready. Each one is made from a bolt, a nut, and a washer. Nothing fancy, but more than enough to get the job done. At the same time, I've also prepared a backup battery from the same multi-platform system to act as a temporary power source for the faulty one that isn't charging. Make sure to connect the terminals correctly. Getting the polarity wrong can lead to a short circuit. Another thing to keep in mind: check the setup every 15 seconds and continue only until the issue is resolved. Even when everything is connected properly, this is still a workaround rather than a standard method, so it can affect the lifespan of the battery cells. It's best to proceed carefully. And there we have it, it worked. Now I'll go ahead and put the battery back on the charger to continue charging. Even though the repair was successful, I'll still put it to a real-world test after reassembling everything, just to make sure it's running stable. And that brings us to the end of this repair. From a battery that showed no signs of life, to getting it back up and running step by step, it's really a matter of patience and doing things carefully. You don't always need complicated tools, just a clear idea of what's going on and a steady hand. If you've got something sitting around that seems beyond saving, maybe give it another try. Sometimes a little effort can bring it back. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.